All right. So last time I talked about, I read Hox Pox, House of X, Powers of X. Kind of set everything up for the Krakoan age.
Yeah.
And so the next step, I delved into the team books because there were like 5 or 6 team books that they did. I made it to the 4th team book and then I tapped out.
Okay, what for?
All right. So do you want me to do it from my favorite to least favorite or least favorite to most favorite?
Least favorite to most.
Okay. My least favorite was Excalibur.
Yep.
So it's all about like Betsy Braddock and she becomes Captain Britain, and it's all about like the other world where like Saturn 9 lives, and it's like that mystical Avalon realm and other world and a lot of magics and stuff. Oh my god, I was bored to tears. Like
Yeah, me too.
it was not my thing at all. I mean I like Psylocke, Betsy Braddock. Actually, Betsy Braddock is not Psylocke anymore. She's Psylocke, but she's not like what's the Quanon or whatever?
Quanon.
Anyway, but I like Psylocke. I like Captain Britain. I did not like this at all. It just, I mean, it wasn't horrible. It just wasn't my thing. And
Yeah.
it
I'm
was a
wondering how
little
you can even
drawn out.
remember the
I was very
history.
bored with it too.
So,
Who can even remember?
How can you remember the history of these characters and who did what and whatever the heck?
Because that was like in
Yeah,
our
childhood.
that was right in our childhood
Jeez.
with
I'm
that,
just
all
impressed because that was like 60 years ago, Drew?
yeah,
No.
probably. And my next 2 are like a tie, and they're pretty good. So that's the thing. None of these are bad, but that was my least favorite. Next year, tied. It's X Force and Marauders. Now, Marauders is like, I guess, so with the Krakoa, they did like the flowers and they gave them all to people. Well, not all the countries accepted the flowers because they didn't want to recognize Krakoa as its own country. And so there's a black market for it. And the Marauders is Kitty Pryde and a few other people. And they're like sailing around, like kind of like running the black market of these flowers to different places around the world.
but they're also like collecting refugees, right?
Yeah, at the same time, they're collecting like refugees from these countries and bringing the mutants back or whatever.
Yeah.
So that was pretty good. It's got like Iceman and Storm and Kitty Pryde and Emma Frost. And there's a fun interchange between like Kitty Pryde and Emma Frost have kind of an interesting relationship, So it's pretty well done. I enjoyed it. That was pretty good.
Is that the one where what's his name? Shaw?
Shaw, yeah.
It's kind of behind the scenes, right? Like
Yeah,
Shaw's
like he's
it's
trying to
almost
do the
kinda
same thing, but
Yeah.
like behind the scenes and making a lot of money, and then they keep kind of shutting him down a little bit. And he brings back his son, like Shinobi, and they're kind of running their thing, and then Emma and Kitty are kind of running their counter operation kind of thing. So yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty interesting. And then kind of tied with that was X Force.
X Force was probably like my favorite.
This was pretty good. Like it's basically it's the Black Ops, right, of
Yes.
Krakoa, right? Like it's like Wolverine and Domino. Actually, Domino gets kidnapped. But anyway, they're going around and Domino gets kidnapped and they're going around trying to find her. I guess some evil organization has like kidnapped her and they're like taking parts of her flesh and like grafted it onto other people and like making weird like hybrid mutant things or whatever. And so they're basically going and trying to shut them down. But that's pretty entertaining. It's very action, very kind of just that kind of thing. It wasn't bad. And then the one I liked the most was obviously The New Mutants by Jonathan Hickman.
Oh,
So
New Mutants was terrible, dude.
So it's interesting when they did it in the trades, they broke up the Hickman stuff and the Ed Brisson stuff. Because I guess Ed Brisson is like doing the mutants on Earth, and Jonathan Hickman takes like the New Mutants and puts them into space. So this is just the space stuff, just the Hickman space stuff in one trade. It
That's
didn't
the
have-
one where Cannonball goes to like
Yeah, Cannonball lives.
he lives and Sunfire goes up there or something.
Yeah,
right?
they all go on like it's basically all the old New Mutants like Magic and Sunspot and Danny and Karma. And I think Doug too. They all go to fight to go to see Cannonball or whatever. And so they go on like a space journey. They're on like the Star Jammers and they get like an egg. It's like a brood egg. And there's all sorts of crazy shit happens. It feels very like old school Bill Sienkiewicz, Chris Claremont X-Men to me, or New Mutants to me. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And the artist is like Rod Race, and he kind of does like his Sienkiewicz kind of thing. Like it's not really Sienkiewicz, but it has that kind of coloring and vibe to it a little bit. So it's pretty fun. I enjoyed it. There's a little too much talking. Like Hickman's almost trying to be too funny with like Bobby, and he gets a little kind of into it. Like Bobby does like a recap like every issue, and it gets a little tired. But yeah, it's all right.
Yeah, that
So-
part of it I did kind of enjoy, but I mean I bailed out on them. I love New Mutants. Like they were my my jam like back in the day.
Sure.
Right? But I don't know. I stuck with it as long as I could, and then I stopped buying it because it got old real fast.
Yeah.
But
So the moral of the story, kind of the conclusion is I decided not to continue with any of these books. Like they were all okay, pretty good, but there's just too much stuff and it wasn't important enough to like the main Krakoan story. And so I decided, I'm just going to go to the next event book and I'm not going to do the team books. I'm just going to do the main throughput of the story.
Yeah.